Hey YouTube, this is a cry for help. I am being possessed by a shadow of myself, and hey YouTube, it's me Turkish Delight, and we are here to enjoy a very nice, Devblog reaction stream. Reaction stream? No, Devblog reaction from Turkish Delight. I'm very excited. This is actually my first, I think, Devblog reaction video on the channel that's actually uploaded when the Devblog comes out. So let's go into this. First of all, we have Philippe, the lead programmer. Very nice. Thank you, Philippe. Who says, this month I worked on updating some remaining UI panels and bug fixing them. That makes perfect sense from the lead programmer, of course, but I digress. Sorry. That's stupid. No. The UI took less time to implement than expected, which is great for once. I'm very glad to hear that. Good for you, Philippe. I'm happy. Besides that, new mutations have been added, which allows you to change your gender, and also another one that allows a female to lay eggs without a mate, allowing more nests to be around. These are needed additions that required some additional setup to get working right. Some old mutations got some balance changes as well as new bugs fixed. Also worked in a new system for skins, which will be added once we finish testing it, which is a theme system which will give different color palettes based on those themes. For example, forest theme will focus on more greenish palettes of colors. Dinos may have several different themes to choose from, and of course bug. Very cool. I've decided already I'm not going to read out the entire thing. I'm just going to skim read it until I see something interesting, and the video doesn't have really awkward cuts to me just going yes, and then oh my gosh guys. So this is actually kind of hype, at least in my opinion, because obviously in the video that released today, I once again reiterated the idea of potential more allo models, right? So more allo models means that we could have the idea of getting different model variations based on entombment, the idea of skin palettes, which is what Philippe's talking about here, based on entombments, which Don did talk about before. The fact that Kiss and Kitten talked about the idea of even pattern variations potentially being gotten through entombments, and very rare pattern variations. Like one pattern I really want to see come back into the game is the Tiger Stripe Giga. That was a very striking pattern. There was an old Shout skin that I thought looked quite cool in the past. That would be quite nice to see back. But here we have this idea of we now know what the themes are going to be based on. They're going to be based on environments, which I really like. Now, because this devblog, I can pretty much say whatever I want. So I'm going to just take this opportunity just to yap. So this is what it's going to be. It's basically now just Turkish like yapping. Enjoy, I guess. There was a legacy video I watched like years ago now, and I mean years ago, and it was talking about the idea of how to keep the Isle gameplay fresh for yourself in terms of making skins. I wish I could find the video, but I can't for the life of me. The guy talked about how when he's playing T-Rex, sometimes he'll make a skin designed to be used in a certain like biome in the map, and he'll try to adapt his gameplay to best utilize that biome. So for example, he made a biome for like the swampy sort of area in the middle of V3, and he'd get his Rex there and he'll try to crouch around in the water to not make as much noise, and yeah, that's cool. I like that. This really brings me back to that idea. Just imagine you have your T-Rex, for example, and you start to go with the forest theme. Or if we have redwoods in the future, you've got your more redwoods forest theme, or you've got your swamp forest theme. Though swamp would be jungle, but you know what I mean. Those are cool ideas. Having more camouflage option. You know, you're not just making disgusting, at least in my opinion, I find them quite disgusting, just neon skins. Just because it hurts my eyes to see the neon, hence why I find them disgusting. But obviously, should community servers have access to ridiculous skins? Of course they should. That's the beauty of community servers. But for the official Isle experience, I quite like this idea. I think it's very cool. It still gives the players the freedom to create skins that are different from other players, but it keeps it in line, it keeps it in check. Furthermore, it also gives the idea of the storytelling potential for you to become invested into your dinosaur. And I'm going to sound very cringe right now. You guys got to live with it. I do like the idea of just storytelling with your dinosaur. Hell, me and my good friend Jay, we actually name the dinosaurs that we play when we play together. He had a trike called Tiramisu, and I had a trike called Pistachio, because I had a green trike and he had like this, well, tiramisu coloured trike. So we named them that, and we just walked around the entire map just being trikes and talking about like I don't know, stupid rules for a realism server. Well, the point is, like, I am a very, very cringe person sometimes. There's lots of sides to me that you guys don't know. You guys haven't seen me get mildly annoyed at someone, and like, I don't know, it's a funny time. Point is, we've spent ages talking about Philippe's thing, like, who cares? But I quite like this idea, just skins in general. I like the potential, it makes me excited. I think it's cool. Yeah. I just hope we actually get... Okay, cool. Here you go. I feel like to balance out the glazing I just did, I hope that when we do get this, we get actual cool themes. I hope the themes aren't just plains theme, forest theme, beach theme, and that's it. I hope it's cool. I hope we have more stylized theme, like, I don't know, like midnight blues, right? So you have like a skin that looks like it's more nighttime camo or like foggy camo, stuff like that. More unique sort of things, not just forest, beach, you know? There you go. There's my bit of negativity to add into the video. So we have Ariel the programmer. So first of all, we're off to a banger. We're off to a banger. Most of my time this month was spent working on updates for the Pteranodon. It's fantastic. Just 10 out of 10. Just give me the land kit and just ship it to life. Originally, it would activate whenever someone tried to fly downwards, but that resulted in players being locked into a dive before duration. This is true. My biggest dislike with the dive bomb was I like to use the control with Pteranodon while landing with the Z to land faster, which allows me to very, very pinpoint accurate land on small branches. Dive bombing into a branch was an experience for me. It was funny. The first time it was funny. The second time it just got annoying. You know what I mean? Like it just got annoying. So I'm glad that they changed it. It was making me mad. Yeah. The second feature is that something has much bigger impact on gameplay, adding a new way to turn sharply. Of course, with Pteranodon being a small, nimble animal, we wanted to improve its mobility without having it suddenly snap in different directions while turning. This one's a bit difficult to explain, but first we tried a version that would automatically change your turning behavior based on your speed and turn rate. It didn't feel completely intuitive at first. After getting used to, I'd say it already worked well. The second version is what we have now, just making it tied to the air brake. Oh, interesting. So what they're saying here is the original idea they had there was to make the sharp turning out of the player's control, and instead what the players had to control was their speed. So going from shift to tapping Z to slow down, and control to like speed up sharply. And that's how you would manipulate your turn. Whereas what we have now is that tying it to the Z turn. See, that's quite interesting, right? Because in theory, the speed-based one would be more, how'd you say, skill expressive. Because you have two Pteranodon players, right? To be fair, honestly, I would actually say, try and, if this is a very, very big idea for me, try to find a way to like incorporate that first design into the second design. So not only can you do Z to get your turn, but if you get really, really good at Pteranodon, you could, in theory, sort of curve and blitz your way through forest trees by doing insane inputs. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where it's like the only people who are going to be able to do it are people who just sit there sweating on Pteranodon to get like the inputs and the Z brake and the control and going for the trees. Simply because my favourite scene in How to Train Your Dragon, still to this day, beautiful film by the way, absolutely beautiful. My favourite scene in How to Train Your Dragon is that scene where they're doing the test flight and Hiccup loses the cheat sheet, and you have that just emotional, beautiful scene with the music blaring in, and you have this steel determination between these two people who have been kind of brought together by fate in a weird way. I wouldn't say fate, one of them got shot out of the sky, but we're not going to talk about that, right? But it's a beautiful moment where they learn to trust each other and become one. They were separate, but now in this moment where they are risking death, they are bound together with this idea of like, your body is my body, and we have to just get through this. And I love it, just the scenes where they're darting through the little coastal stumps and crags. I love it. It's so beautiful. That idea, but with trees, has been a dream of mine with Pteranodon. I've been trying to get it to work, but it's a bit finicky. So just hearing that was an idea the devs even had to begin with, that's like, oh man, like it would have been cool to have that. At the same time, I do get it, because if we got that idea, there will be a lot of Pteranodons that just kill themselves by just flying into cliffs and stuff. Which, to be honest, it would be really, really funny. Could you imagine? Could you imagine you're like a Herrera on a cliff and you see some PT go by you in too cool and it just slams into a rock because it can't turn fast enough? That's just embarrassing, mate. That's just uninstall the game sort of behavior right there. Like, oh, I am one to spread slander, but like, come on. Anyways, this way breaking and turning quickly are done with the same key, which makes perfect sense. Sometimes it is good to have things tied to a single key, which made it a bit more difficult. I think I found a good point where both can be used comfortably depending on how quickly one is turning. Yeah, like, while I do want the old idea to be sort of brought back in a sense, we do kind of have that in the sense that it is harder to turn without pressing the Z key the faster you go. So we do kind of have that, but just the idea of like, how'd you say, going so fast with a Pteranodon that when you turn, you drift. That would be insane. Could you imagine? Whatever, who cares? I'm gushing about the potential for Pteranodon, but like, I'm not going to talk about that. Other than the usual bug fixes and balance changes, I've also been looking at the Ostroraptor a bit. Ostroraptor, you're saying? Please, don't stop. Setting up some animations and reorganizing some existing code to fit the Ostroraptor's needs. Oh yeah? The Ostroraptor's needs? Is that so? Man, well that is, how'd you say? I guess me and the Ostroraptor have a lot more in common. Ladies, I'm on my job type shift. Tapwing, 2D artist. We love Tapwing's work. I think everyone loves Tapwing's work. It's like that one scene when you have the bodybuilders. I don't know if you guys have seen that meme. It's the one where you've got the bodybuilders on the beach and they're giving out protein shakes. And like, is that a protein shake? Yeah, man. I love protein. I know you love protein. I love protein too. Are you guys talking about protein? Yeah, we're talking about protein. I love protein. I don't know if I can find the clip. I probably will forget to by the time I finish with this. But if you guys find it, someone just post it in the comment sections. It's such a funny video. I love it. It's magnifique, as the French would say. God. So recently I've been working on narrowing down the basic color palettes for dinosaurs, which is what Philippe talked about. For example, an animal might look good in either green, red or blue, but making all those colors available in one set creates the potential for some truly eye-bleeding color combos. I would agree. At the same time though, I feel like it's whatever. I was going to nitpick at the way that they describe things, because there are people who do like stuff like that, so it's a bit hurtful when the developer says, I don't like the way you make skins. But it's like, I understand what the developer's trying to say, it's just, I feel like at the same time it's also nitpicky. So it's like, well, I'm nitpicking to nitpick. It's just whatever, who cares? This brings me to the second part of my recent tasks, which is creating a number of alternative color sets for the roster. Right, so does Tapwing literally just mean the forest, etc, etc, etc? Well, carry on, Turk, and maybe you'll find out. Alright, mate, shut up. Alright, bruv, give it some, right? This way, we can offer a more expansive range of color sets on animals like Tenontosaurus or Omniraptor, who are currently restricted to their respective brownish colors in each basic set, but might also look good in a set themed around forest greens or sandy. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm now going to crash out. You remember how I said in the Philippe section that if the variations are literally just forest, beach, swamp, swile, sweet, sister, sadistic, surprise, service, Snoop Dogg, right? That was going to crash out. Well, here's the crash out. Please, love of God. I'm hoping that you're just giving really, really simple examples that like simple people can understand. I pray, because if we literally just get forest, beach, swamp, highland, it's just, I don't know, like I kind of want more. I want like, how do you say, like, not even just cooler names, but just cooler themes, like, misty fog, for example, like misty swamp, for example. So you've got like those slight bluish greys tied in with your swamp colors. You have the, just stuff. I don't know, like just maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe I'm just choosing a really weird hill to die on, but die on it I will. But oh yeah, the actual idea I love. It's just the implementation. I do feel like that is something people get wrong with my videos, where they think I'm being way too lenient on the devs. What I'm trying to do in my videos is basically say, look, I'm giving feedback on the idea that the devs are trying to push, rather than the actual raw numbers. Because, yeah, I'm already one of the only people who are actually testing the raw numbers. So, like, Believe me, I've already given my feedback to people in the community about the raw numbers. So there's no point me talking about it, is it? Otherwise, what happens is that I tell you guys if the numbers are good or bad, instead of you guys coming to your own opinion. Hence why I do it in an opinionated way. I say, I like these new numbers, and potentially it means this, rather than me saying, Allosaurus bleeds out Myosaura in 3 attacks, and therefore this is... You cares. Anyways, I'm ranting. We'll be able to add greens and otherwise default red dinosaur without having to worry about if those greens are going to work with it. Right, okay, I understand what you mean now. So instead of having every option for red, you've got certain reds, which, okay, that makes sense. But, like, still, just... I feel like I've just been going on a massive U-turn at this point. Like, what am I even on about? We're 15 minutes in, mate, and we've covered nothing. Anyways, visual tech. Why can't I read numbers, mate? Visual tech 48. What a weird name to give a child. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who wakes up? Who, like, gives birth and looks at a newborn baby? This, you know, the apple of their eye, if you will. The future generation and goes, yeah, he looks a bit like a visual tech 48, doesn't he? Like, I don't know, mate. Like, not dissing your name. Like, but, I mean, I'm literally named after, like, a confectionery delight, so I can't really judge you too much. But, like, come on, mate. Come on. Like, just a bit silly, innit, bruv? This whole month has been mostly dedicated to building the labs. Labs, you say? Short for laboratory, for those of you who just joined us. Oh man, I don't care how long this video goes, because I wanted to have this opportunity to just talk to you guys the way I talk to, like, my friends and stuff, and just have a bit of a laugh. Anyways, a massive facility that spans over 110 meters in length and is one of the largest locations above ground, second only to it consists of over a dozen different... Do you know what? I don't know if you guys have played, which Five Nights at Freddy's game is it? There's a Five Nights at Freddy's game, I think it's Sister Location, where William Afton is describing the specifications of Funtime Baby, and it's like, she can sing, she can dance, she can even make ice cream. Mr. Afton, I don't think these are the design requirements that we were really asking about. Yeah, I mean, like, it's just, like, it consists of over a dozen different room types, spanning from the known lab hub that was incorporated rip guards? Or it consists of over a dozen different room types spanning from the known lab hub that was incorporated towards a plethora of new areas such as an armory, all new offices, administration, containment, and some others I can't speak on yet. Mate, this just sounds like the SCP lab. This just sounds like the SCP Foundation, doesn't it, mate? It is a multi-story building that gives access to a lot of explorable areas in which only a handful of rooms currently are not accessible. Is that so? Where the hell am I? The building has numerous ways in and out, and just from the... Whatever. Most areas have 2 or more connections, but don't place for getting stuck. Okay, cool. That makes sense. The whole facility has been one of the more exciting places I want to show you here. Are the only things cool. Let's open up these images in a new tab. Besides that, I've created 2 habitation buildings. Oh, that are used for housing and R&R for staff that was on the island, featuring a separate kitchen, bedrooms, and various lounge rooms. Right, so I made a point when I was exploring K15, where it was like, I really do feel like we are leaning very, very heavily or getting very, very close to the idea of humans getting loot tables probably added soon-ish, right? Soon trademark. This here just reads like a POI in, like, I don't know if you guys have played 7 Days to Die or Rust or even DayZ, right? I'm not good at those games, but, you know, I've been through them. These kind of sound like the loot tables, right? Like, you got the kitchen, the bathroom. Anyone remember getting like a gun from the toilets in like 7 Days to Die? Peak gaming. Lounge rooms, small supply closets. You know what I mean? Like, you can see the idea of, like, you're a human, you find this building, your money like lights up with dollar signs. Like, mate, we're gonna like hit big, go big or go home. But let's have a look at the designs first. We have this first one here, the helipad, very similar to like places like K15, for example. Solar panels on top, satellite dish pointing off, these sort of battery like rooms. I've never really understood what these are. Someone let me know down below what these are meant to be. The piping, side entrance for a car, entrance here, big entrance here. Potentially, I therefore assume another entrance over here. And I think there's another small entrance. This is like 2 entrances. Probably a main foyer area here. Broken window. Broken window is kind of cool, right? Imagine you're a Trandon, you just go whoom, straight in. I like that, I like that, I like that. You can see the emergent. Remember what Dondi was talking about in the last video I made? Where it was like the idea of like windows being placed where bigger dinosaurs can look through the window. That right there is like, you're a human being in that building, it's cowering in the corner, and the T-Rex is just staring down at you from the forest line. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. That's cool. I like that. Oh, here we see the back. Oh, there you go. Yeah, see, as I said, we'll probably get like a second side to it over here. Honestly, these render things are really cool. You can't deny that. They are very cool. Oh yeah, there you go. Here we have these staircases to get up to the top. So yeah, we have a main sort of building here. This is a huge building, actually. I'm sort of thinking about the scale of this. If that's meant to fit like a truck, this is huge. That's really cool. That's really, really cool. More broken windows, vending machine. Yeah, look, you can literally see it. You can literally see the idea. No, imagine if certain dinosaurs, like Ovi, for example, could like rummage through vending machines and get to the food there. Or even Pteranodon, right? Like you've got a Pteranodon and you just fly in, you batter the vending machine and you get like, I don't know, a Mars bar. It probably wouldn't be called Mars bar, it'd probably be called like Minmi bar or something, something dinosaur related. The main foyer sort of area with these health packs. Once you start to look at the human buildings with the idea of like looting and human gameplay, they become very, very interesting. Like you got the benches, somewhere to hide. There's like a raptor walking through here. You're hiding over here. You've got your gun ready. You've turned off the lights because it's nighttime. You've got your med pack over here. This one might be empty. This one might be empty. Maybe this one. Maybe you've checked this one, and you need the health. The health's in there. There's a raptor here. You're here with like a handgun. Or the gameplay. You just... Yep. Yep. I'm getting notes of tension, immersion. I'm seeing stakes, desperation. The clutch play. I'm seeing that. I'm seeing the gameplay. It's happening before my very eyes. Guys, I think I'm ascending. You're not ascending to godhood. You're dehydrated. No. Anyways. Oh, the kitchen area. This is lovely. Dude, here's the thing though, right? This wasn't what I was expecting for the kitchen area. And you guys can probably imagine what I was imagining for the kitchen area. And it was that scene out of Jurassic Park. Like, I quite like this though, right? Like, you got everything you need for a kitchen. Though I would like a lot more mess. You know? Just a lot more. Maybe they can't put all the blood splatters and stuff into Steam. No, they could. They put some pretty gory stuff into Steam. I'd like that though. Imagine that. You know, imagine like, you know, you just have like a half dead human being just hanging out like one of the things because, you know, they got killed. That'd be kind of cool. I'd kind of like that. It'd be quite interesting. Oh, this is lovely. Yeah, this is beautiful. This is, mate. This is getting me a little bit saucy, if you know what I'm saying, mate. Like, you might have to call me a bit of a ketchup, a little bit of a mayonnaise package, if you will. This is nice. Yeah, this really, really has this. It's got a very nice theme to it. Like it's got this very almost old theme. Like I've seen certain banks that have this sort of feel to them, but at the same time, it feels quite contemporary. At the same time, like the architecture here is quite nice. You know, I don't know if you guys, maybe you guys can explain it more down below. If you guys are into especially if you guys are into like interior design and like architecture, please just info dump down below. I'd love to read it. That's the sort of vibe I get from this. It's very like business, you know, sort of sweet. Even though this area is meant to look more casual, you still have this very restrictive wall here. That's sort of like, it focuses your attention down the corridor just naturally. Obviously perspective, obviously, but this wall here just helps to just really, all your attention is brought towards this one singular desk, and then your eyes, at least for me, my eye is here, and then it goes over here, and, you know, and that's kind of cool. My eye's here, and then it goes over here. These are the two parts I keep focusing on, and then sometimes I go up here, so I have this like, you know, I just like the way it's designed. I don't know why. Just this image here, I like it. I can't quite put it into words though. And of course, we have the human recreational buildings. I will open up this one, and this one. I think we kind of get a good look, even from here. There's probably so much like little details I'm missing out on, but I'm not the architecture guy, right? I'm the numbers guy. Nobody cares. No offense. that's such shade. Now I need like light claw or something in his next video to be like, I'm the lore guy, not the numbers guy. Nobody cares. The cycle will be complete. This is what I'm looking for. This level of like grime, that just feels like you could just like rub your hand all over it and just look like you've been like working in a mine for 50 years. Like that is disgustingly grimy. I love that. The windows though, a bit too clean. A bit too clean for my liking. Not quite my tempo. An old TV, right? Decently flat screen. Decently flat screen. Right, we're getting a bit of a, what sort of time zone are we looking in right now? I like this padlock here. That's nice. Finally, like you can see this being like a lootable room, right? You know, like it's nighttime. You're just hiding in this corner underneath this bed, hoping nothing finds you. And it's just, especially if these TVs like flicker to life during. Imagine like it's nighttime, right? In a human vicinity, and like the TV flickers to life for a bit. Oh gosh, I'm getting the heebie-jeebies just thinking about it. Here we have this, the exits. This seems to be that little room, maybe that we were just in. We have the flower pots that probably lead to that long corridor. I like the atmosphere here. I really do. Just imagine like just some flickering lights still. Even after who knows how many years of this island being abandoned, the lights are just still flickering as if there's some sort of like ghost in the machine. There's something on the island that's still thinking, something abandoned by AE that's still just churning out just these monstrosities. Oh, buddy. I love it. I just love it so much. It's just a game. Why are you mad? Yeah, this here, like already sort of like looted sort of like place. That'd be kind of cool, right? Like that could be some emergent gameplay. Like imagine like you're playing Cuban for the first time and there's one of these that's already opened and there's one item in it. And then you go up to a new one and it says like F to open. You're already going to open it because you've already been shown one that has an item in it. So there's probably going to be an item in this one. Maybe there's no item in this one. So you keep checking. And then, and then you get into the loop of like checking these boxes and checking this. Then it all makes noise. And meanwhile, there's some like stupid Turidon glazer outside being like, hey, I'm a gale chicken. And it just kills you, right? Anyways. That's it. That's it for this month. Despite the usual bug fixing, like, wait a second, I feel like I've read this somewhere before. Wait a second. Oh gosh. Oh. Anyways. Oh, Hypno, you dirty boy. Anyways, Wedge, the sound designer. The month started with us wrapping up the finishing touches on Allosaurus, along with some testing leading to adjustments to some of the audio fixes and any bugs. Yeah, for example, certain attacks not having audio. Carnotaurus, I believe, still doesn't have audio with its charge. Please, I'm begging you. Please fix it. For the love of God, please. Anyways. After that, our focus has been on Kentrosaurus. Is that so? Which has come together swiftly. We've been exploring multiple angles within this audio palette, and landed on a variety of sounds that have a diverse but cohesive range. A lot of words, but what do they mean? It pulls a little from Stegosaurus, that's what it means, keeping it in the family with a different... Nerd. And then incorporates shrill burgling, bovine honking, and horse shrieks. Mate, this feels like how I'd describe like the average Tinder date in the whatever, who cares. We have a large majority of the adult sounds completed and only a small handful left, with a decent chunk of the juvenile sounds designed as well. Very nice. Ostroraptor, gosh, I'm feeling it. It's had a final batch of sounds implemented. Remember how I said the last thing that Dondi had to do for Ostroraptor was checking the juvie sounds, and that clip he posted was him as a juvie? Think about it, guys. Ostroraptor, just... Oh, gosh. Kissin saying that Ostroraptor probably won't come out until the Rex Hall test is finished. Guys, I'm telling you, Ostroraptor, after the Rex Hall test. When will the Rex Hall test end? We don't know. It might end in December. It might end next year. We don't know. But after that, Ostroraptor. I'm investing in 50 million Ostroraptors. Funny. Ostroraptor has had its final batch of sounds implemented, and with the new vocal animations being created, a lot of attention has been put onto getting this shank. Oh my gosh, why can I not speak English? Oh my gosh. No, that's sync with a H, mate. Maybe it's a typo. Anyways. Incredibles. Where am I? Ah, yeah, getting the sync and age scaling to the vocal cords. Ha 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 ha. Just right, so they sound their best at each stage of growth. In addition to the new sounds for upcoming features, I've done some more work on footsteps, with additions of missing sound in the larger dinosaur footstep suite, and terrains that haven't been covered yet, such as gravel and snow. Snow? Whoa, guys, lock into your panties. Piss yourself. Snow confirmed? I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Wedge has just confirmed snow in the Isle. I'm sorry. We have to make 50 slop videos right now. I need the best slop Isle tubers, right, to make 50 videos right now about snow being added into the Isle. Snow, guys, snow. There is going to be a biome in the Isle that will have snow in it. It's just confirmed. I'm sorry. It's literally confirmed. Tundra biome, confirmed. Tell me, mate. Watch every single, like, you know what I'm saying, bruv? Watch every single bloody what's up, gang? What is this called? A Devblog video, right? And see how many of these YouTubers, yeah, bring up the snow. How many of them actually care about this game like Moa does? See, I'm speaking French because I'm just that exotic. You know what I'm saying, bruv? I come from the jungle. Those of you who are European understand this reference of a jungle in France. Those of you who don't understand what I'm saying. But what I dropped there is called elite ball references. In fact, speaking of elite balls, right, so gravel and snow. So potential snow biome coming out. The fact that we're working on the large dinosaur footstep suites as well. So the idea of like more apexes, aka Kamara, right? Kamara footsteps being worked on. So potentially snow biome and gravel biome will need to be done by the time we get the dinosaurs like Spino and Kamara. So interesting. More biomes coming in the future. More importance on the domes. The domes are connected to human buildings. The human buildings are connected to guts. The gut system's been moved to external map. Guts improvements features means humans. Humans means oh gosh, I'm seeing the future. Anyways, so as well as replacing either placeholder footsteps sounds or sounds that were starting to show their age, that's cool. I like that. That's really cool. Going back through like the older work to keep it up to date. Hats off to you. Some companies would just leave it. It'd be like, who cares? The work's already been done, mate. We'll just leave it. We don't need to touch it up, mate. It's done. It's done, innit, bruv? So these will be implemented into the existing sound cues, so the sounds could make their way into the game quickly. However, more work has been done on a new footstep system that will correct any scaling issues with footstep sounds over the increase of growth, as well as give us more flexibility to control over the various parameters, so we have pinpoint accuracy on every aspect. This will need vigorous testing that's been implemented before making its way into your hands. Or feet. Feet, you say? Man, that's a funny reference that you mentioned feet right there, Wedge. That's really funny that you mentioned that. Man, that is... that's good. That's good. So, though you don't have context, sounds awkward to you, doesn't it? Now, you know what? Who cares? A new footstep system, right? Okay, that will correct any scaling issue. So I'm guessing what this means is like, so you know how like Dilo hits like sub, and the second it hits subs, his footsteps go from barely audible to like boom, 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 boom. I think what this means is the sound of the footsteps are going to scale with your growth. That's what it means. It's like you won't go from quiet to boom. You'll slowly hear the boom come in. That's kind of cool. So like that's interesting, right? More immersion in this. Oh, more immersion, you say. Immerse yourself now. To end the month, the time has come. My time has come. Crush. My end is here. My time has come to dig up old concept I had designed a few years ago for an exciting audio component that will be making its way into the Arv soon. The first of many additions to help breathe new life in the sound of the... Huh? Okay, I need you guys with elite ball knowledge to look through every single dev post. Wait, why am I saying this? I'm the guy who digs through every single dev post. I'm going to try and work out what this is. Not today, but maybe later on in the week. And try and figure out what this old concept could be. That's quite interesting. I need to know now. My autism has been piqued. I must know. Now we have Hypno. Here comes the boy. Hello, boy. been a busy month for QA, I can imagine, as we close in on our last few updates of the year, with us tackling the remaining Tyrannosaurus and Elder system, that's 2, as well as the UI overhaul, 3, Allosaurus, 4, all in one go. Makes sense. Our current focus is testing server performance, makes sense, ensuring that it's up to standard for the Arima branch. We are using the debug 5x growth servers and horde test to identify, yeah, which is what we thought that server was for anyways. That's good that we're actually getting confirmation. Thank you, Hypno. Tyrannosaurus had the unintended feature of becoming a home invader, capable of crushing a burrow and eating its inhabitants, despite them not being visible. No. Ah! Anyways. I like he was going to do it again, but he doesn't. He just eats it. That's really funny. It's just the way that the dude just gets killed out. There you go, mate. There you go. Leaving a comment to help boost you in the algorithm, Hypno. You know what? Subscribed. Anyways. Thank you, Begmont. That's really nice of you, actually. You've now been immortalized in Devblog 65. Sound proud. Beijamot? I'm not even going to try, mate. You stand strong. Sweet. If you have to... Oh. Barring between Tyrannosaurus and Triceratops still has some issues lingering as well. Yes. For example, just the spamming of the left click does get very tiring. And it just causes issues where at the very, very start of the horde test, it was like if you were a T-Rex and you just spammed left click into the trike, there was nothing you could do. Then there were times where it's like certain things you do with trike where the Rex tries to disengage and go around the trike, but the trike just turns perfectly with the T-Rex, and you just go, what was even the point of disengaging? Like, there's lots of weird jank with that, but we'll carry on. Which was mostly caused by the crush into spar interaction, yes. When the Triceratops' legs were almost fractured and received a crush to the head, it would break the sparring for the Tyrannosaurus, but the Triceratops would still see it occurring, so it wasn't replicating properly. This would lead to all sorts of weirdness, like the two becoming permanently locked up, or the Triceratops strafing on their client or moving normally for others. This would also result in the Triceratops looking in the complete opposite direction for each player as well, which made it look like you were attacking from behind when in reality you were hitting them from the front. Now, this is a big one, because I had a conversation with someone someone in our Discord was talking about the fact that Triceratops' hitbox is broken. A lot of people have been saying that Triceratops' hitbox is broken. Me and a few other people have been trying to correct people by saying no, the Triceratops hitbox is not broken. It is the trike itself that is broken, where it is looking the wrong way. In fact, Devil had the exact same bug, right? It just seems to be a bug with spar that needs to be fixed for the different playables, right? The trike isn't hitting you from the back. It's what's happening is, it's just whatever, who cares? Pointers, either desync or this. So the trike is looking the complete opposite direction for each player, yes. Which makes it look like you're attacking from behind while you're hitting them from the front. We'll be continuing to iron out these problems over the next few builds. That's really, really good to hear. The reason why I quite like Hypno sections in the Devblogs is because he usually addresses a lot of the weird bugs and annoyances that have been engaging with the community, and basically just telling people that, like, hey look, this thing is actually this thing and we're fixing this. So don't worry about it. I like that. It's that level of reassurance. We can go, yeah, cool, the devs are on it. So that's always good. I say after I just chat on the sparring system for like 2 seconds. Who cares? Listen, I'm allowed to have complaints as well. Trust me. Anyways, with your feedback, we decided to change it so that elders would no longer have the increased growth speed when they receive diets. Yes, that is true. That is true. And I actually tested today. It is actually working as intended. I tested it today. It's working exactly. I compared the growth changes and it's working correctly. This has allowed players to continue to enjoy their adult life and elder characters for a longer duration before eventually reaching the point of entombment. Speaking of which, entombing has had a continuous issue of resetting the player's skins and swapping their sex since its implementation. With the help from community bug reports, which you should all be doing, very true, we now believe to have located the source of the issue and are currently in the process of applying this fix to our upcoming Horde test patch. No more losing your beautifully casted camouflage. Actually, side note, I have a feeling that some people don't know how to send logs to the devs. I also feel that some people don't know how to actually fill out bug reports. If you guys would like me to do a video, if you've gotten this far in a video, like send in like a carrot emoji or something, I don't know, like some sort of emoji. I don't know. If you do, send in 3 cry smiling emojis and just click send. That's all you have to do. Just 3 cry smiles and send. And I will, make a video talking about how to send in bug reports so you guys know. I'll add that to the list of other things I've got to do. Anyways, there are still improvements yet to be made to the Elder system. Some characters, such as Dinasukas, Truidon, and Hypsilophodon, have had an especially different gosh, don't make me mad right now. Have had an especially difficult time achieving prime status. This is something that we are aware of and will be addressing in the near future. I'm guessing what this is to do with is Dinasukas having to reach sanctuaries. It's Truidon and Hypsilophodon growing too fast in order to really get to sanctuaries, and or GV Truidon is so slow it can't really travel around the map, and then you start to starve to death. So yeah, I was talking to Calc actually about the Truidon experience, so I think you'll be really, really happy here to know that the devs will be doing something about this. So fist up in the air, let's go. You might not have thought about it, but the programmers replacing all of the assets for the UI took up to a fair bit of QA's time, with text fields breaking, buttons becoming non-functional, colours being mismatched, and menus extending beyond the user's game resolution, just to name a few. Interesting to know. Even now, we are still finding some more minor issues, such as the nutrients not scaling properly on the HUD. One issue that I found recently is that when your bleed is ticking down, this is hyper specific to me, if your bleed drops too fast in the new UI, the UI stops updating the actual bleed icon. The bleed icon stays the same and then will just drop after like 5 seconds and then just drop again. So that's something. So yeah, I 100% believe that there are still some small issues. That's cool to know though. I like the fact that they are aware of this, obviously, because people are giving bug reports, obviously. Anyhow, all of our new UI had to go through extensive testing. Can I type into a box where a number should go? Ah, interesting. Yeah. Okay, that's clever. Can I open the character menu while the game settings are visible? Which was something where if you died in the game and you opened up your settings as you died, you'd be locked. You'd have to quit the game because you wouldn't be able to exit out the settings because you were in the death screen. Can I exploit existing systems with the new menus? The latter proved to be true, where players were able to invite others to their nest via a code and spawn them in before their eggs had even finished incubating. The more you know. Server queuing will be making a return and is expected to be brought back to all servers for an update to Herrera. This is currently only present on one of the Horde test servers. To see how it fares with our new server caching system. Caching system, right? So that's what Amrock was talking about, the storage, right? Amrock was going on and on about like fixing the storage and the server IDs to make sure that all your data was going to the right place and fix server duplication. So that's really cool. So yeah, that's nice. It's nice to now see like, when you're paying attention to what the devs say, you can read the dev blogs and be like, oh yeah, this was mentioned here and mentioned here and mentioned here. So you get to like, it feels like getting spoilers for like a movie before you watch it. Anyways, it's like, oh, I saw this in the trailer. Oh my gosh, he's putting his cock out. So one strange example we ran into is the new admin panel deciding to break whenever we teleport button was highlighted. Okay, I guess I gotta watch it now, don't I? I'm sorry, what? Could you imagine if like my playful... I'm hoping these come across as playful jokes and not like me being a dick. I'm just trying to like, you know, grow the community. Anyways, the first implementation of the Allosaurus latch allowed them to stack... Yes, I don't know if you guys ran into this. Me and my friends had a bunch of fun with this. We were like, I wonder how many allos you can stack on top of each other. And it really was a potentially endless change. I think there's a screenshot a friend of mine posted in a Discord that was like, it was like 3 allos just stacked on top of each other. And it was just... It reminds me of like in Spiro, there was a bug where omnis could also stack onto each other, and you just end up with a chain of omnis connected to a Carnotaurus, and a Carnotaurus is just furiously trying to shove them into a tree, and it was so good. It was good. We were sensible and stopped at 3, but just imagine the potential. Look at this stupid screenshot. I love it. Allosaurus has been experiencing an issue where it gets kicked from servers if it uses its pounce ability, yes. When it has attempted prime elder status. This is expected to be fixed in our next patch to the horde test. So I believe in this current patch it is fixed, so that's good. Of course, it wouldn't be a complete devblog without mentioning whatever the latest Fana AI has decided to bring in this month, okay? Sometimes I have no words. Go AI buff. Okay, go on. They're reworking some of the AI stuff. Oh brother. Oh brother. That's peak. That's actually so peak. Peak engagement. That's sick. I love that. That's a pretty peak bug for goats. I think we ship it to live. It is known to us that the Diaboceratops AI have been fastening up the T-Rex groups. Man, it's almost like when Kissen said that they understand that certain choices that we make during testing will have unintended consequences that will make unfun gameplay loops, but it needs to be done in order to test things. Man, that's incredible. Fattening up the Tyrannosaurus groups, making their growth far easier than it should be. Yes. These AI will be more evenly distributed across the island, and improvements to them are constantly being made by Amarok to make them less of a free meal. That is good to know. We've been putting a big focus on making direct changes to the game based on your feedback. For example, we made it so that the Bipiosaurus, Dryosaurus, Hypsilophodon, and Troodon characters no longer become infertile when they reach 100% growth. Oh, is that so? Really? They would grow so quickly that they did not have ample time to create a nest, including all of the other usual challenges they face. This has now been addressed and is present in our latest horde testing build. That's really cool, right? Now, of course, here I am here to like ruin it and come up with atrocious balance. But like in theory, you can now like have a matriarchal Troodon society where you've got like the mother Troodon that's like prime elder, and then like a queen bee, and it sends her baby Troodons. It just keeps nesting in more and more baby Troodons. Oh my gosh, that's so peak, right? Now you've got like a proper horde of Troodons. That's sick. That actually gives me an idea one day. Maybe when this goes to live, I do a live stream where I do matriarchal Troodon society, where it's like under mother Troodon. I just keep nesting in hordes of juvies, right? That'd be fun. So what else is there? Lastly, Don has been making balance changes to the majority of the roster, fine-tuning the damage, knockdown thresholds, and fracture modifiers of the larger species. So there you go. Remember what I said? Like the idea, like I think Dondi is going to be starting with the bigger dinosaurs and working his way down. Well, here we go. Confirmation already. Look at that. Isn't it insane the way that like... Anyways, I'm not going to big myself up too much. Anyone could have guessed that. Like it was just obvious, at least in my opinion. Thresholds, fracture modifiers of the larger species. Stamina is also being adjusted for these creatures, for these characters, and has been temporarily put on a level playing field in order to find more appropriate values for them, which is what I also assumed as well. Like, give it the same value, see how it performs. Is it too much? Is it too little? These changes should make all of them feel fairer against one another, which is what I assumed it was also for, as opposed to the Tyrannosaurus breaking its Triceratops legs in 2 crushes and winning. Allosaurus, in which case is the Rex's current fracture value too high? As in, like, it's bugged right now. It's not meant to be one crush for a stego. Who knows? Anyways, Allosaurus went in with its maximum bleed values, yes, and has since been brought back down in line with the rest of the roster, so further tweaks may still be required. It's also suffering from a bugged delay to its movement when dismounting from a latch. Oh shit. Okay. Because I had an issue with Allosaurus where I pounced a T-Rex, and when I dismounted, T-Rex literally had the time to slow turn to face me and just crush me. I wasn't able to move at all. And I thought that was just intentional. You know, but actually it turns out the Allosaurus dismount has been bugged, and I've been seeing so many people saying that Allo dismount is intentional. That is crazy. I thought it was intentional for a moment as well. Like, I've seen people use it in the sense of, like, you know, well, you just need to get good at Allosaurus. Like, if you can't dodge, if you can't, like, avoid the T-Rex's crush, then you're just bad. It's like, no, it's bugged. That's crazy. That is crazy. Anyways, you know, let us know your thoughts and keep the feedback coming. Now is the most vital time to do so before we commit this update to the Herrera branch. Okay, so basically, if I'm reading too much into this, meaning this branch could be coming to life sometime soon, potentially. You know what? For my first proper devblog read on this channel, that was decent, I'd say. Currently, my rating system is this is in first place, as it is the first one that I've read. And this was 53 minutes of me just yapping about literally nothing for 53 minutes. I sat here just yapping about literally, mate, just nothing, mate, nothing. Wow, that's crazy. Anyways, for those of you who actually finish this video, please comment down below with the smile emoji with like the single sweat drop on its right hand side. Do that 3 times and click enter and just send it. And we'll see how many people actually got this far into the video. What are my closing thoughts? I hope the skin palettes are given some more customizations. I'm interested to see how we go further with Ostroraptor. I'm interested in this idea of seeing the footprints be scaled to your growth and having a curve to them. To be honest, I'm excited about lots of things, honestly. It's not bad. There's a lot of, like, this feels like a setup horde test. Not a horde test, devblog. Like, this devblog is like the entree, the starter. You know, like, if you remember the stuff in this horde test, when we get the big reveal, you're going to go, oh yeah, this was mentioned in horde test. Shop saying horde test in devblog 65. That's peak, bro. It's like foreshadowing. It's like godlike foreshadowing. Godlike. So that's interesting. I like that. That's cool. So I think that's all, really. Yeah, that's all. For those of you who do get this far, the upload schedule next week is going to be changing. After talking to my friends about how upload should go, because I was finding things a little bit difficult. I was waiting on a lot of stuff. Like, I'd get the new stuff done in the morning, and I'd be waiting for the rest of the day to upload the video in order to get, like, certain clips or certain bits of testing done. It was just aggravating me. So my friend suggested, just upload the news when you've done the news. So starting from next week, news videos will be posted separately from, like, you know, other content videos, which will also be organized into different types of content. And I'll try and find a way to distinguish each type of content from each other. I don't know how yet, but I'll find a way. And that'd be good for you guys, because that means that those of you who aren't as interested in the news can watch the news, and those of you who are interested in just the testing or the numbers can watch that, and those of you who are interested in the discussions can watch that. It also means that the news videos can now be slightly longer, so that I can try and cover more stuff in the news. Like, try to really go into it and give speculation. Though I have heard that some people don't really like my speculation that much. So I'm going to try and, like, empirically give the news at first. Like, this is the news, done. And then have a separate section in the news video called speculation, where I go back through everything in the news and then talk about it. So I want to improve my video experience so that everyone can watch it and everyone can enjoy it. And that there's something there for everyone. Because I get that some people who, just want to keep up with the RDevs, but don't want to listen to me being like, Dondi said this, which means we might be getting this in the future, or maybe Dondi does this, and it's good that Dondi's doing this. people don't want to hear that. Some people are just here like, I think Dondi kills babies, right? And they're like, I don't want to listen to you glaze Dondi. I go, fair enough. That is fair. I get that. I'm doing hyperbole. I'm not saying that, whatever. You guys know what I mean, right? You know, I'm not saying, you think, you know, I'm just saying, come on, just take a joke, mate. Anyways, so that's good. I can try and make content that is better for those people to watch. And the people who do want to hear my speculation and stuff can also therefore listen to the speculation. So I'm sort of appeasing everyone, which is good. That's always important. And therefore people don't have to feel like I'm pushing my biases onto them, which I really want to avoid. I want to avoid people just getting my biases unless they want to hear my opinions. Because obviously it is my channel. So I'm going to give you my fucking opinion, aren't I, mate? Like, that's just common sense. And I went onto a YouTuber's video and he gave me his opinion. But at the same time, it's the news, right? So that's why I'm saying I want to separate into two different sections in the news. So let me know what you guys think down below of how you think the upload schedule could be changed. And I'm going to try next week to experiment with the uploads. And potentially it might mean that I actually get more videos out. So we're going to see if next week we have an oversaturation of videos. Let me know by the end of next week, next Sunday. I'll do an update video where I'll be like, you guys give me your feedback of how this week felt to you compared to the week before. And that way we're going to really fine tune this machine. We've had about 2 weeks of practice to get these videos out. And now it's going to be about fine tuning it. I found a style that works for me. And now it's just going to be about, you know, just slicking in that, the gears being slick. Oh, it's so good. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Also, let me know how you guys felt about me actually, like, talking to you guys in a far more relaxed manner. Like, this is just me just hanging out with you guys. Let me know. Because if I was to stream the Isle, this is pretty much the Turkish delight that you would get. It would just be me. Obviously talking in a normal voice, not just whispering, right? But that's what you... But let me know if you like this sort of style of content. Or if you'd like me to treat it more professionally. I'm experimenting. We're doing a lot of experimentation now, you know? It's just crazy with it, you know? Like, maybe next video I'll record the entire video naked. And you'd never know. Because I don't have a webcam. But you just know in the back of your head. You know, that's something terrifying, isn't it? Those of you who've reached this far into the video, at some point next week, there could be a video that I've recorded while naked, and you'd never know. You'd never know. Oh man, that's so messed up. That's so messed up. Oh, that is awful. I'm not doing that, by the way, or am I? See, that's funny to me, because like it's cringe. It's not cringe. It's just bullying. And who cares? I'm waffling for too long. But I really want to hit the 1 hour mark. So I think it'd be really, really funny to give 1 hour of like Devblog discussion. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. I had a lot of fun here, and I hope you guys did too. So that's good. So yeah, that's it. This is the last 30 seconds we're going to spend together before it's all gone. Before, you know, I get taken and replaced by like some sort of amorphous creature that's posing as me. Like for all you care, like the original Turkish delight is gone. Like he doesn't die. Like, you know, and I'm just like some thing that took his place. You know, because there is no real me, only an entity, something illusionary. And though I can hide my cold gaze, and you can shake my hand and feel flesh gripping yours, and maybe you can even sense our lifestyles are probably comparable, I simply am not.